Todd joined in as well, and Pig too. So they've got the stream team, and they are obviously a team we've never seen before in the league. However, Rotterdam is a player we've seen before in the league, actually. He is the Orange Protoss player to the top left-hand side of Whirlwind here, map 1 of this best-of-7 series. And to the bottom right-hand side from OSC-ROOT, the green Zerg player is Demilove. But yeah, Rotterdam's actually played the Team League before. I can't remember what team he played against. I think it might have been Red Bloods when he played for Root Gaming in a previous season. And he actually won a map against, I think it was Kaup, the German Terran player. He won a map, and he actually then went up against Space Marine. I remember the game against Space Marine on Overgrowth, if I'm not mistaken. And this game on Overgrowth between Rotterdam and Space Marine was super sick. Like, it was so sick. It was really, really cool. So, yeah, Rotterdam was even perhaps ahead of points, I think. So it was pretty sick to kind of watch back then. He did end up losing that second game, but hey, he's definitely not one to mess around with. Maybe not in top form right now. He said he was the sacrificial lamb for the team here today. We'll see how this goes as we kick off into this best-of-7. Again, guys, this was a little bit last minute. I've been trying my best to try and get this organized over the past few days. Sorry, the things are wrong on the screen. Yeah, I got a train back from London like an hour ago. Like, I got back home like an hour ago. Got home, unpacked my bag, repacked my bag, came to the office, set up. I've been trying to confirm that everyone's going to be able to be here and play. We actually, I think, Root are going to be using a revive today. It was decided, so we don't actually have revives in the Team League. But today, neither team had a fourth player, but I really wanted to cast something. So both teams and I agreed to use a revive, and then turns out Stream Team do have a fourth player, but Root might not. So Root might still use a revive. Either way, we'll see what happens as the time goes by. I'm just happy to bring us a match here and to see what's going to be going on. So, I'm just going to be setting up a Zealot on the way out now from Rotterdam. And a Cybernetics core as well. A lot of it was just because I was a bad organizer and left it all last minute and didn't confirm properly and just messaging around too late and all of this. So, you guys can blame me for this being a very kind of last minute best-of-7 from the Team League. It's all my fault. All my fault. So, let me see in a link, just moving in towards the upper left-hand side of the map. Pneumatize Carapace is on the way up here from Demilove. If you want to start talking a bit about this game, I'll calm down a little bit, I guess. I suppose it's time to chill. I've literally blasted you guys with info about stuff for like 2.5 minutes, so I'm going to chill, and we're going to see what's up, see what's going to happen. Link speed on the way down in Pneumatize Carapace, as I just mentioned, obviously is a pretty standard way to go. Third hatchery coming down from Demilove right now as well. Demilove picking up the all-kill for OSC-ROOT in their first match of the season. That was last week against G-Play, putting OSC-ROOT at the top of this Group B of the competition at the end of Week 1. Obviously, this is the last match to complete in Week 2, so we'll see if OSC-ROOT can stay at the top, or if there's going to be something else that's going to be sort of setting up in this, as we're going to be seeing Twilight Council on the way from Rotterdam. And we've been seeing a lot of these Twilight Council build orders in the PvZ. And here on Whirlwind, I would imagine this is most likely looking to be, especially cross spawns, a robo facility and into a dark shrine. However, Demilove might not let Rotterdam get there. A lot of lings are being made, and a lot of them coming to the left-hand side of the map. A dropping Overlord to the left already. And I guess the rest will kind of aim towards the front. Rotterdam sending a couple of Adepts out on the map, though, right now. And so these first two Adepts shading over and looking to get quite a lot done. But they're not going to be in the right place. Now, is this a complete wall? No. Well, yes. There's a Zealot here plugging the gap. And he is actually going to go Resonating Glaive. So Glaive's on the way up. Plenty of pylons in this as Rotterdam needs to get some more units out. He's got Adepts picking off reinforcements, which is great and all, but he definitely needs to try and get a pylon in here ASAP. He has one, he has two. Is that the wall he needs? There's the overcharge as well. Zergling's going to start coming in from the other side too. He drops a second overcharge. He's still desperately trying to wall, but lings are going to get a bit more of a surround, and probes will pull in. Another Adept coming out. Well, pylon will actually still power this Cybercore to the right side. So Warpgate is not going to stop building or anything here. Mothership Core needs to try and come in as well. There's Rotterdam killing off about 3 workers on the other side of the map. He's still holding with some of these probes, but he's starting to lose out. And more lings coming across. He needs to re-wall here in the center. But he just doesn't have the probes on the low ground anymore with a few too many lings left over. And so lings keep on streaming in. It looks as though Roddy might be taking a quick loss, unfortunately, here. GG. And Demilove is going to take the first game of the series for OSC-ROOT. How do you like it? I like it too, but it's only decorated because of all of the awesome supporters of the stream, so you have those guys to thank in reality. As we have to the bottom right-hand side of the map, representing Stream Team, it is the Muslim. Blue Terran player, was actually one of the strongest players in terms of statistics in Season 6 of the competition, playing under Euronix Gaming, who went out in the semi-finals to Millennium. Nerchio, Firekick and Muslim last season really did kill it for quite a lengthy period of time, but just didn't manage to pull through into those finals. And again, falling to Millennium is not a huge disappointment, I would have to say. I mean, semi-finals is a pretty good performance, but taking down Millennium is always going to be tough. I mean, even Team Liquid, who are our other favourite team last season, weren't able to do that, neither in the group stage nor the finals. Although this season, Millennium have actually already in their first match taken a loss. They lost 3-4 to Invasion Esports. This season's actually been pretty crazy in terms of results so far. If you guys haven't checked it all out already, the Liquipedia page does have the majority of those updated, for the first division at least, so you can go check those out. VODs are going up on YouTube very, very, very soon. I just need to do some graphics work, which I'm going to do tomorrow, and then it'll be all updated and all the rest. Guys, to the top left-hand side, our green Zerg player from OSC-ROOT. It is Demilove. Game 2 of this best of 7. Again, all kill series, and again, usually we don't use revives or anything like that here in the Team League. But today, I believe the teams are going to be allowed to use a revive if they would like to, just because it was something we agreed upon due to the horrific scheduling and organizational work by myself, to be completely honest. So, as we set up here, Muslim just going to be opening with a very standard 2-1-1, looking to go into a fairly early stim pack in the early stages, and looking to see where he can go from there, of course. First Reaper just going on up towards the upper left-hand side as a couple of Lings. Well, they're going to try and sneak around the right. Was this hatch gas, pool hatch gas? It was indeed. So there's a pool first, which is why these couple of Lings will try to sneak around. To Muslim, he actually going to keep his Reaper back home, though. So keeping the Reaper at home means these Lings can't come in and delay the CC from building. And that means the Muslim is already sort of shutting down Demilove's kind of initial attempt to kind of slow things down overall here. Looking speed is on the way up as well from Demilove, and we see a Queen on the way out of the main base to join the Queen that's already up and has gone down to the low ground, getting ready to inject / creep spread down there. He's also gone into a fairly fast third hatchery, just over halfway built already. So, third hatchery just over halfway built. And this Ripper again still just moving around. We're going to see this Queen moving forwards. And the Ripper just, again, poking, trying to scout, sees the fast third hatch. And that's good information already for Muslim. Knows a little bit more about the possibilities of what this can and can't be from seeing this here right now. Thank you very much, Ray WLT, for subscribing. This guy's a god. First of all, thank you very much for subscribing. He's going to see some SDI Hearts, but this guy's a god. He offered me to go to lunch yesterday when I was in London. So when I got off my train, I met up with the guy, and we went to Nando's, and we shared a cheeky Nando's together. Now, how about that? Now, that is literally the definition of a cheeky Nando's. Literally getting off a train and having a cheeky Nando's with a stream viewer. That is a cheeky Nando's. Thank you very much, Ray, for the sub. And it was fun chatting to you yesterday as well, mate. Thank you very much. Anyways, Link Speed is about to finish up here from Demilove and Stim on the way from Muslim. Well, we all know this build. We've seen it so many times, so no surprises just yet from our Terran player. He is actually starting to move across with a few Marines. But there's enough Zerglings out to really shut these down for the most part. Reaper's going to see these Lings, and, well, does he pull back with the Marines? He's actually going to keep on moving forwards. He'll look to try and engage with the Marines and the Reaper together. Maybe just a few too many Zerglings, as these Marines will go down. So that'll actually affect the number of Marines that come across in this drop here very, very soon. As the Lings just going to keep on moving around. We're going to be seeing the Evo Chamber on the way up in the natural expansion. And just looking to see Demilove going in towards his own sort of upgrades very shortly, as Muslim dropping that single engineering bay, going into this and seeing where he can go. Single engineering bay used to be kind of very indicative of like a big 2-base timing, right? But nowadays, the single engineering bay is this sort of kind of variation on just a macro-based build with kind of a third CC coming up fairly soon afterwards as well. So there's a few different ways you can go about this, so no real kind of major indication as to what exactly this is going to be from Muslim. As we see his first medevac popping out, there's the second, and again losing those 4 Marines means he will be missing 4 as he goes across the map with these first 2 medevacs. So heading up towards the upper left-hand side, we're going to be seeing the Zerglings sat at the front, working his way through the depot. And again, Lings and Queens from Demilove just sat between the natural and the third base at the moment, so just sat in the middle here. Stimpack going to be finishing as Muslim. They'll unload over to the left-hand side. Rocks have already been taken down. I mean, it's not going to be easy to just stim up into this third. Muslim just wants to kind of drop off somewhere he's safe and probably work his way towards these creep tumors and just start slowing down the creep spread out on the map. In fact, creep spread is doing his job for him. He gets to kill off 2 already as they spread forwards, and he'll scan to get another one and just help to try and push that back even further. Lifts up, loses 1 Marine, and it does get away without losing a medevac. As the +1 carapace coming in from Demilov still, his Balin nest about to finish, will be ready in time for the 3rd medevac coming in, starting to unload right now. So first 3 Balins should start to morph here very shortly just to help him stay alive against what is a little bit of a stronger attack now that a few more Marines have joined up, and so much more. Stim coming down, and a couple of creep tumors starting to be cleaned out, so a couple of creep tumors going down to the left side here. I'm just going to be seeing the, again, creep being delayed, and that's such a nice thing for the Terran player. Like, I can't stress this enough. If you're a Terran player and you want to play a game against a Zerg, well, if they have creep everywhere, it's very difficult, because how do you ever get anywhere safely? They naturally have an advantage wherever they're engaged and where there is creep spread, so you would generally like to do quite the opposite. Another Queen going down here. Medevac's going to pull back, and we are just going to see a load up. Feelings getting hit by that Widowmine, but also takes down the medevacs. A little bit unfortunate, but could have been a little bit worse as well. It was still pretty decent, as we're going to be seeing this medevac up to the top. The Muslim just going to keep on dropping around as he establishes his 3rd base back at home. Extra barracks are coming down, and he really just starts to head in towards his true mid-game stage of this TVZ. Again, just looking to deny the creep for, what, the 3rd time now? And again, you can see the creep just isn't advancing any further forwards than it's been for the entirety of the game. So this is really nice stuff from the Muslim, just stopping this from happening. As this medevac to the right-hand side gets pushed away right away here as well. So this medevac to the right gets pushed back, and again, just units gathering up together, and the Muslim building up slowly. Intriguing that he hasn't started his next upgrade. No +1 armor here. That means he will begin to fall behind in the upgrades over the next few moments. Starts an armory even, so I wonder if that's just a straight-up mistake and he thinks he started +1 armor, but he just hasn't. Or if he just wants to go into only attack upgrades throughout this game, which is something you don't really see as, from Terran players all that often. I mean, you see it maybe now and then in certain 2 base all-ins, I think. Maybe continue with an attack upgrade rather than an armor upgrade, but generally I would say it's a very weird thing to do. So we'll see what how exactly it turns out as we see these 2 Liberators going up the left-hand side. And those 2 Libs are going to be looking to maybe siege up overhead on this mineral line, just try and get a little bit more damage done. This Overlord might actually get transfused and stay alive here. As Demilov, he doesn't transfuse it. Queen's too busy trying to run forwards in towards the Liberators to get rid of them. And again, nice cleanup on the creep just to the left-hand side here. Widowmine is going to pick off another Zergling. It's still just a Muslim holding this position out in the center of the map. Spire is about halfway done from Demilov as well, just sat behind the mineral line here. And now there's those Liberators sieging up. I'm going to get a few drone kills right now. Going to see the Queens coming in from the right-hand side, and the Liberators have to make sure to pull away once again. Spores do burrow, and he will eventually have to pull back, but he doesn't lose the Liberators. I mean, they're still on the map, they're still used now to be able to keep on harassing. It's still something that Demilov has to keep in mind, has to keep on reacting to. Nice pickup before the Balins connect as well, and that's going to be once more the Muslim just defending here. Another couple of medevacs loading up. Again, it's just all about this drop play. Now the Liberators actually just going to siege up and help out as these Marines fall back. And he loses one of them, but again, he picks off a few Zerglings in the process, a little bit here and there. And these 2 medevacs continue to go up to the right-hand side and just starting to unload here from these 2 medevacs. So these 2 medevacs starting to unload, and we're going to be seeing, again, just drops keep on going on. He did add a 2nd engineering bait. Stands our upgrade question. He's just going to go into +2, +1. His +1 armor upgrade is actually already kind of coming up to finishing, so it's not going to be that far behind. About a minute behind his +2 attack. It's not really that much of a difference, but could have been a little bit faster if he'd started it on time. But again, that's a very minor little thing. It's a little mistake, and for now it doesn't really affect him. Yeah, he might be behind on some upgrades here and there for a little while, but that's something he can very easily avoid, and for now it doesn't matter if he keeps on denying this 4th base and so on. He's got so many more advantages to play. If the meters have now hit the map though from that Spire we saw coming in the back of the natural, and so we are starting to see Demilov being able to shut down some of these medevacs a bit more easily. However, now he's got everything to the right-hand side. There's 2 medevacs towards the main and also 2 medevacs towards the 3rd base. So here we go. 1 medevac falls instantly, but it's still going to be enough Marines to get damage done on the 3rd. As Widowmines, Marines, and Marauders will unload in the main. And Muslim has to be a little bit careful of that Spore Crawler there. And, yeah, he just has to be a little bit careful of that. But he's killing a lot of drones. Look at this. 11 workers killed. Over in the 3rd base and still going down. As over in the main, Widowmines are picking off this, that, and everything else. But actually, Demilov cleans this up quite nicely. He gets rid of every single medevac. A lot of the Marines, or all the Marines and Widowmines and everything else go down. And so Muslim kills 14 workers, but loses a lot of what he's been building throughout this game so far. Now he's down to only 3 medevacs on the map. Only a couple of Liberators, and yeah, that sort of slows him down. That said, it is Lingvei and Muta, so for Muslim continue to trade is not such a bad thing, because generally the Zerg play will struggle as this game goes by to kind of stay on Link being meter, especially once the Muslim starts getting to this position where he's got those extra set of upgrades and so much more as well. As we're going to be seeing another Liberator coming down towards the frontier, one more Liberator just sat behind the wall, and you'll see a lot of Link Bane just working together on the front as well. 4th CC moving into location now too, and that really is one of the determining factors here in the TVZ. Like, if a Terran player can get his 4th base up and play against Link Bane Meter with a 4th base against 4th base, that's going to be really pretty neat. Is this hatchery too far away from the minerals? Like, it looks really far away. Is that just me? Like, it seems really far away compared to the CC. I'm almost certain it's misplaced. Because even the gases look weird. Right? No, I might just be being stupid. Anyways, a few Marines steam forward. I really feel like I might just be being stupid. It's one of those things where you get it in your head and then it's like, you can't get it out of your head, even if it's, like, you just can't tell because now you're, like, on the spot and all the rest of it. It actually happened last night. So, last night, I was on Jinx TV and Stefano dialed into the show and we were discussing StarCraft 2 and the year and all of this. It was actually a pretty good discussion. You guys should check it out. But we played afterwards, What's That Sound? And you basically guess what sound is being played, and there was a sound of a Viking morphing. And neither of us could get it. Like, we knew it was something like landing or something, it just never came to us. Anyways, that's a bit of a pointless story right now, because the Muslim has set up a great position to the right-hand side here. Muta's going down to the center as a few Marines run forwards. Actually, the Marines getting cleaned up, but also a big counterattack, which the Muslim has to start dealing with very soon. We're going to see a couple of Widow Mines going off to help out. Only 9 workers lost as he still sits here towards the front. Widow Mines will begin to go as the Muslim trying to hold off from this Link Bane Muta push forwards. Liberator staying strong in the sky as well. I'd say that went pretty okay for Muslim. Still has to clean up back at home, though. A few more reinforcements coming down the ramp. Actually, Muslim going to back away a little bit to reinforce and to deal with these Zerglings starting to run on by. And we're going to be seeing these few more Lings just going down there. And I guess then Muslim will start to move forwards. And again, just continue to pressure on, because that's exactly what he wants to keep on doing against this Link Bane Muta playstyle. Keep on pressuring, keep on trading. And especially as he's got his next attack upgrade about to finish up, that's going to be an advantage he has, which Demilove won't have for a long time. I mean, we're talking about no infestation pit right now, no possibility to really go into hive with. We're going to see Link Bane Muta running from forwards. Bane's continuing to crash on into a lot of these Marines. Muta's coming in and chasing those medevacs away down to the south. And Muslim is actually having to retreat right now as Demilove raises up his depot. We're going to see a Widow Mine. We're getting close to going off, and actually Demilove going to keep on attacking right now, morphing in more Banes. Does he know about the left base? He does, but he doesn't want to attack into a planetary fortress with so many turrets, so he'd rather just try and attack in over here. A couple turrets on the 3rd base, and Muslim doesn't repair that first one quite in time. As here we go, Muslim going to have to make a hold against this Link Bane Muta push, but also some Queens mixed in as well. Transfuses available, and well, this could be a little bit awkward as Muslim is going to find a lot of these units out the front right now. Where's his army supply? Like, it feels as though he's got so much army supply that just isn't on the map. He's got 10 Marauders and 15 Marines. I mean, he has plenty. There it is, coming in from the 3rd base. Well, Demilove tries to go through the through the wall here to begin with. That doesn't actually really work out. So he loses a little bit, and Muslim will start stepping backwards once again, pulling back to the Widow Mines and the Liberators. And that one Liberator just sieged up. Still actually just picking off a few units here and there. The Marauders in the front tanking as Mutas, though, chasing down the Marines. And very shortly here, there might just be no anti-air left over for Muslim. He has cleaned out a lot, but he needs a few more Marines. Otherwise, straight up, these Mutas are just not going to go down. He's making 10 at a time. Transfuses available. A Liberator comes forward as well. He'll get rid of one of these Mutas momentarily as the splash damage does what it needs to do. Widow Mine's burrowing to help push Demilove away. And Zergling's now running in towards the 3rd base. Muslim going to have to pull his SCVs over towards the natural. Might have just been better leaving them on the 3rd until you had enough Marines to push out here once more. Muslim, his army supply actually evening up a little bit. He'll pick off these Queens as well, and Demilove will begin to run out of steam. And yes, Muslim has lost a lot of workers, but now he's hitting his full set of upgrades, his final set of upgrades, and Demilove is still sat on only Link Bane Muta in this situation. So this is really starting to look a little bit as though Muslim might just be okay. 23 workers down. The income in this game has been up and down. Demilove has been maintained. I mean, it's actually been very up and down for the most part. You can see that army size. Muslim took a really bad fight kind of 2-3 minutes ago, but Demilove, I feel again a little bit overzealous maybe in running into positions he can't really commit so heavily into as he actually did right there, as we're going to be seeing these Mutas still flying around. And we've seen a few Marines Marauders moving out front for the Muslim as he's just going to actually gather together towards the left-hand side a little bit here. And, well, Mutas just going to move around too. For the Mutas, I mean, if he can just get the Mutas in a position where he can start harassing and just keeping the Muslim from fighting, that's probably what he needs to try and aim for until he sort of maxes out on that kind of massive Ling Bane once again. And then he can kind of, you know, take a fight, maybe remax off of a bank and go once more. Or maybe even just get the opportunity to tech out of Ling Bane Muta. I mean, we're still talking about even getting his next set of upgrades would be something right now that Demilov is not even close to getting. So making progress on that front would be really awesome, as a few Zerglings going to run on in over to the left-hand side, pushing forwards, Marines and Marauders splitting back, Liberators in the sky start to push back these Mutas. One Muta gets taken down, the rest retreat, and now Demilov loses his 4th base. He has a base to the left-hand side, which he just lost a bunch of drones on due to Marines running on in. And so Demilov is really starting to fall apart here. It looked very good for him for a few moments, but it's just so difficult to close out a game with Ling Bane Muta. And that's why you see players not just attacking on Ling Bane Muta forever and ever and ever, and instead begin to find a way to tech out, going in towards those Ultras, the Hive Tech, and all the rest of it. The Muslim will lose his Liberators in the sky, and actually may lose the Medivacs as well. But reinforcements are gathering together already, and he should be able to move forwards and take down these Mutas, especially because there's no Banes on the ground. The Muslim maybe being a little bit too safe right now. Maybe could be a bit more aggressive, but just doesn't feel that because of the way in which this has gone so far. He probably feels as though like, I'm a little bit worried, but he does come forwards. He catches some Mutas to begin with as well, and that obviously is going to go down a treat for him. And as he pushes forwards again, a couple more creep teamers going down. This creep has actually been able to develop a lot through the center of the map recently, just due to the Muslim, I guess, focusing on the right-hand side of the map a lot and the left-hand side rather than the central attack path, but also because he's being held back. Scans top right, wants to make sure how many bases his opponent is on at this point. And as we're going to be seeing another Zergling to the left falling here as well. We'll be seeing these units continuing to push up through the left-hand side and looking as though he wants to attack in towards this 4th base, which obviously makes a lot of sense. Deny the extra economy of the Zerg. I mean, the 3rd base is going to be drying out very soon. The natural too, so unless you're looking to snipe tech, which he isn't really hoping to do right here, he wants to kind of shut down economy. So pushing towards the 4th base is something the Zerg has to defend with his entire army, and that right there is GG. The Muslim wins game 2. Going to go in game and cast this. To the top right-hand side, representing the stream team, it's going to be our blue Terran player, the Muslim. Winning out in game number 2 against Demilov, making a little bit of a comeback as our Zerg player just slightly overcommitted into certain positions. Down to the bottom left, it's going to be our green Zerg player from OSC-ROOT. It is Pandabemi. What were you guys talking about in the chat? I'm so confused. Anyways, we're going to sound up and have a little look to see kind of how things are going to go in this second TVZ of the day. I see Reaper already starting to pop on out, so Reaper popping out here early, and yeah, let's see what's going to go down. CC on the low ground. Nothing too crazy just yet. This Reaper was Rax Gas, so probably, once again, just a 2-1-1, I think. Just set up into a 2-1-1 and see sort of where we go from here. There's the second Rax coming on down. So, second Rax coming on in. We're going to be seeing this CC just building, and we see Overlord starting to come across the map as well, of course. And see where we end up. Couple of Queens, 4 Zerglings on the way out from Pandabemi, who didn't open with the pool first, as we saw Demilov doing in game 1. Just hatch gas pool straight up in standard for him into Muslim. On a smaller map like this, can actually afford to send the Reaper all the way across. See that it's a hatchery first, and then keep the Reaper here. If you saw it was a pool first, you could probably pull back before the Lings delay that CC too much. Obviously, at the same time, it takes the Lings less time to cross the map too, but I don't feel it's as rough of a situation to kind of let the Reaper come across you on Overgrowth. It's one of those things that sometimes you just kind of roll the dice on as well. It's like, well, this time I'll keep it back. And, you know, Overgrowth is kind of a hard map to sneak Lings around anyways, because actually to sneak them across, you've really got to kind of hide them either around here or something, which takes a long time. Whereas on Echo, you just sort of take one of the different pathways, which is very easy to get across the map with, so. Numitez Carapace starting to open up right now from Pandabemi. It's going to see that Stim Pack is on the way from the Muslim. Pretty much the same build as last game, so For now, it's all the same, but of course there is that potential to go into a slightly different follow-up, a different transition, whether he goes for a fast third base, or whether he goes into, you know, 5 racks and 2 base all in. So many different ways this can kind of go, so we'll see what happens here. This Reaper just sat at the front, and you know, see some Zerglings starting to run forwards. Grenade going down. Actually, Reaper getting hit by that grenade. As these things will continue to run forwards and going to be catching this Reaper right now. So Reaper gets killed off. Big kill right here. As you're going to see the third hatchery coming down from Panda Bear Me. Actually, Panda Bear Me went God mode the other day. Panda Bear Me went like well and truly God mode, because he in the OSC Masters Cup took down Nurture, he took down Bly, he took down Major, Jim Ryzen as well. I think he had a really sick run. In the end, he lost in the Grand Finals 1-2, 0-2 to Nurture, which was still a really sick series though, and really good game. So it's been looking pretty good as of late this past couple of weeks. So intrigued to see how he does here today. This is his first performance this season of the league, this season of the Team League for OSC-ROOT, at least in the global divisions. Not too sure about the Americas divisions. But the global divisions is definitely, because this is only their second match, and again they played, it was Demilove to all kill in the first match, so this is actually the first time we've seen anyone other than Demilove from OSC-ROOT this season. A couple of overlords, well, an overlord. I'm going to be setting up here with the drops, and he's going to be able to start unloading over towards the main base very shortly, so a little bit of harassment going to be coming on down. I'm just going to be seeing these few Marines continue to come down to the low ground. Going to see the 2 medevacs loading up. I mean, this sort of Ling counterattack became a thing kind of during Pro League. I think it was Rogue that did it first. But either way, he's going to attack in with these Lings. The thing is, there's enough Marines to deal with 1 Overlord of units, and it's a bit different, I think, if there's 2 Overlords of Zerglings. You can just see these Zerglings going to go down very quick. 3-4 SCVs going to go down, though, even maybe 5. Actually making the most of that. 5 workers killed. Not so bad, only costs me 8 Zerglings, right? So it's actually not that bad at all. 1-1 upgrades on the way up for our Zerg player. To Muslim once again off the single engineering bay upgrade. Going to be going for that command center as his third base. He's going to be coming up fairly early, so not going to 2-base it. Going to be going for the third, as you're just going to be seeing for now. Kings and Queens gathering together, and obviously Muslim will try and dance forwards and try and do as much damage as it can. Try and bait transfusers, kill off Zerglings. Whatever is possible here to just try and take small advantages. Coming in around the third base, trying to stop the creep advancing over to this side. Might want to think about a drop towards this left-hand side, trying to deal with some of the creep threat currently pushing out in towards the middle of the map. Third medevac going to be continuing to come down to the south. He's actually going to continue to just reinforce this one position right here, so actually finds a few Lings trying to sneak around as well, probably looking for another drop. 4 Banelands, currently slow, no Bane speed as allows yet to finish, of course. I mean, this is still fairly early in this game. So Panda Bear Me has to be a little bit careful of those. I mean, if the Banes get sniped down, this could be problematic as he starts morphing a few more. Is 4 Banes going to be enough? Well, actually, I'm not sure if it is. He's got 4 more morphing, but his third hatchery might just go down. Transfusal will start to drop to Muslim's targeted, but he's not going to split his Marines. He loads up to back away. The Banes connect quite nicely, and yes, he forced a lot of transfusers. He got the third hatch very low, but he didn't get a kill. And that was a hectic couple of moments there. I actually thought a lot more Marines were going to go down as he struggled to load them up into the medevacs in time, but he just about managed to make it happen. There's a few more Marines going to unload to the right, and this one medevac from Muslim continuing to head down south, and he's going to gather up, maybe coming from a couple of different angles. Stimming forwards, we're going to see Queen not quite going down just yet. He's going to lift up once again and just back away. Not bad trades, honestly, from Muslim here still. As Panda Bear Me continues to force him back towards the upper side of the map. A few more Marines just going to unload over here. Again, just little small trades as whoa, Bane drop into the main. 10 workers going down. I didn't see that one coming in, neither did the Muslim, as he does lose a few of those workers there. That's quite nice. Didn't realize some Banes had snuck across the map, or Lings, as we're going to be seeing the Muslim still just sat with these few medevacs units to the right hand side. Still no translation out of Demilove, just Panda Bear Me. Still just going into +2/+2, the Bane speed finishing up, so he's using his lair. But we're not seeing the Spire coming down just yet, or any indication of what exactly he might want to go for, whether it is going to be that Spire or maybe an Infestation Pit and a bit of a faster hive than what we saw out of Demilove. As we're going to see some Zerglings to the top side of the map as well. And Panda Bear Me just setting up another run by here very soon as Muslim lands his third base. I mean, the third base with this build lands very late, simply because you have to make a lot of units early, so your third base builds quite late anyways. But then moving out to kind of stabilize it can take a while, unless you're brave enough to build it in position, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, just a little bit too risky. Fourth base will take some hits, but well, Ling Bane will come in once again, and whoa, he loads up into the kind of the lower health medevac here, and that's actually going to cost him a few units as the Bane run by is going to kind of connect in as well. A few Zerglings going to run in after this. The Marines are already stepping back to try and stay alive. There's a lot of low health STVs, but they will be good as Muslim is able to clean those up and still keeping these medevacs around too. Just needs to make sure he has enough to defend his third base, which could be problematic, already pulling his SCVs back. Liberator's coming forwards. Third might actually have to lift for a few moments. Panda Bear Me gonna also back away at this opportunity. And still some more Marines just collecting together. A couple of Widow Mines gonna burrow either side of this Marine army. A lot of Zerglings right now from Panda Bear Me coming up to the top side and just having a little think as to what direction he really wants to go into here very soon. These Lings and Banes and Panda Bear Me coming back down south. Queens coming up at the front, and they're going to start dropping some creep tumors here just to establish the creep spread even more so up this right side. Actually, the creep is really good right now from Panda Bear Me. You know, he's got a lot of it on the far right side. He's got a lot up the center too, as he once again sets up for kind of a Ling Bane counter, but Widow Mine spots it already. Second Widow Mine is here, and well, Marines, because he knows about the potential, are already beginning to move on forwards. Nice little snipe of a Widow Mine. Does get pushed away. A few Marines will probably get left in this bunker now just to make sure nothing further happens. Would like to see, he's starting to build a depot out front. Maybe just depots along here would do the job. You see Ling Bane in towards the mineral line. These SCVs are super low. One more SCV connection, or Baneling connection does go down. 4 SCVs drop. But that should be about it for now. Marines still just gathering together, and again, Muslim waiting for his 2-2 at this point, which will help out quite significantly. Still just Ling Bane from Panda Bear Me. Just Ling Bane at this point in the game, as we're going to be seeing all these units just moving around over to the left, or moving forwards just a little bit. A little bit unsure as to where exactly they might want to be going. Widow Mine's going to be starting to burrow as well as attack continues down the right-hand side, and well, it's interesting. Panda Bear Me still setting up kind of again and again with these kind of Zerglings up through the center, right? So continuing to set that up as we're going to see a few of them run in towards the right, and well, the rest of it going to be starting to move forwards as well. Lings are counter-attacking, but with this bunker being repaired, he should be able to hold on. And he is indeed going to hold on as the Muslim sits in this position, which is so difficult to deal with for a Zerg because he can't really flank it properly. And the Muslim pre-splitting already puts him in a nice little spot here. 10 meters actually on the way up. Didn't see that Spire coming down. Just assumed it was only the Hive. So the Spire coming down means that 10 meters now starting to build up. There's a little bit of Ling Bane looking to see what might happen as well. Lings and Banes moving forwards, and well, Creep's still just moving around the map here. And as these bio forces just going to be collecting up still. Muslim holding this position. I mean, just waiting though. I mean, how long can you wait for until it kind of gets, you know, until it's been too long? You'll see another Ling run by. B-Russ runs into reinforcements, which is unfortunate because it means that a lot of these are just going to go down instantly. And the Ling is just not going to do very much at all as he gets back towards the bunker as well. Actually, the Ling is running out of range of the Widow Mines, which probably would have just helped him. The Widow Mines splash damage onto some of the bio. He would have helped us. Oh no, Mutalisk Panda Bear Me is not paying attention. His Mutalisks are disappearing in the skies. All of a sudden, Panda Bear Me loses so much. Was he also fighting at the frontier a little bit? I mean, I don't think so. I think that was just, well, maybe, you know, maybe a few units, but nothing too significant. Like, it wasn't a major fight. He just was not ready, not paying attention to the Mutalisks at that point, and that really hurts. And look at that dip in army supply. Well, that is going to maybe even just be the cause of kind of the end of this game very soon, as we're going to be seeing Ling Bane continue to push on forwards. Marines and Marauders still spreading out on the right. And we're seeing a few of these Marines coming down from the upper left here as well still. And we're just going to be seeing the +3 melee attack coming down on this evolution chamber. +3 engineering on the engineering bay 2 and on the second engineering bay in the back. So this hatchery in the bottom is going to continue taking some damage. We're going to be seeing full of Banes connecting on in, and another little stem moving forwards as well. There's going to be seeing a drone or two starting to drop on down. Here we go, big attack in. Bioforce will have to split more units from the top side. And well, this is just like watching Zerg units just run into a meat grinder, quite literally, because he's running up this very narrow choke point in one direction into just so much bio, which is just splitting up. He's full, you know, getting hit by Widow Mines and all sorts. And now there's no Banelings ready, which means that pure Ling Muta should not really have the best of times right now, especially with more Marines coming in. Game is cold, and Stream Team, they literally rebuilt PvP They used units no one's even seen in their lives because it's just that sick. Nathanius comes out and he builds like 2,000 battle cruisers because he finds a way to like triple the supply cap. That's what I imagine when I think of the stream team. I can see it happening. They make it to the finals, they win this sick series. that's my image of the future. As we have to the bottom left-hand side of the map from OSC-ROOT, our red Terran player, it is Kelazur. And down to the bottom right is going to be our blue Terran player. Does he really still have the EG tag here on NA? That's crazy. It is the Muslim. Wow, that is crazy. The EG. Wow, that was a while ago as well. I forgot he was on... I forgot he was on EG. What are these guys chatting? God damn it, guys. God damn it. Alright. So as we settle up, get ready to rumble. We're going to be seeing where things go in this TVT series. Again, we're in a bit of an awkward situation today because both teams, until like an hour before, didn't have a fourth player. And then Stream Team did have a fourth player, but we had already agreed that they could use a revive. So OSC-ROOT still essentially have a revive. It's something we don't usually do in the team league. It's something we did because the teams agreed on it. It's something we're not going to be doing often this season. It was just to help with what was being a bit of a scheduling nightmare on my behalf because I messed up. Straight up and simple, like, I messed up. It was my mistake, so... I mean, I didn't mess up. I just was not as good about it as I could have been, I guess I should say. But I will take the blame, so... Just doing my best to try and make it so that the whole organization of tonight didn't go to waste. The teams were happy with it, so we're happy with it. And here we are. The Muslim and Kelazur, game number 4 of this best of 7. You see this Reaper just popping up and seeing what's going on. You see this Reaper is gonna pick off the SCV, and actually no, a second Reaper comes out from Kelazur. And the Reaper from Kelazur is actually gonna push it back. It was a second Reaper, sorry, I knew I was right. I knew I should have just gone for it. Yeah, second Reaper popping out here, and you can see that Reaper does indeed go down. You can see this barracks moving off over to the side, and it's going to be seeing the starport building a tech lab at the front. A Muslim with a Cyclone up should be fairly safe against what's the, this attack coming in basically. So a couple of Reapers and a Cyclone moving across the map right now. And Kelazur, well, obviously we'll have the unit advantage, but we'll not have the high ground advantage, and already the Muslim making advantage of that, but a little bit of an issue as this units do continue to chase. He'll use the high ground again. Nice grenade. Actually, he's going to push this away. Does he have enough damage onto his opponent's Cyclone? He does. The Muslim pushes this away for Kelazur. And Kelazur has to push back through in towards the center of the map. Cloak starts from both players. And there's the Banshee from both as well. It's just a similar setup. It's just the Muslim has found a way to start up a command center already. And Kelazur is not going to do that for just a few seconds longer, although he will take his down on the low ground. And so that is an advantage he takes just from having some map control. Feeling a little bit safer, going to take that risk. And it looks as though it's going to pay off. So CC coming on down over here, and again Banshee's on the way from both players. The Cloak is coming up to being about halfway done. A couple of SCVs repairing onto the Cyclone also, and yeah, I mean we're just going to be seeing this barracks dropping down a reactor in the main. Widowmine on the way up will help with the defense, and a lot of the time lately we've been seeing this one Banshee build into the Raven, and in fact there's the Raven queued up already. Is it the same across the map? Yes, it is. So both players more or less mirrored builds still. However, a second Cyclone from Kelazur is a little bit interesting here as the Banshees begin to cross paths down here to the south. So they do cross pathways here down to the south side. And you're going to see this missile turret is going to be finishing up in just a few moments' time. Widowmine goes off almost instantly though, and Cloak is not finished from Kelazur. He loses the Banshee. Maybe even worth cancelling Cloak unless he's really going to aim to build another Banshee here very soon, which is not necessarily something you see a lot of the time. Banshee comes back in from the Muslim. We're going to try and do a little bit more damage, picking away at this refinery to the side right here. You can see the Cyclone locks on again. Banshee does manage to get away, or should manage to get away. There it is. So it does manage to get away down to the south. And we'll continue over back home, I guess, to get repaired up a little bit and just come back onto the map afterwards, I imagine, One of those positions where why run in with a 28 health Banshee when you can continue to kind of come in over here and see this Banshee. You can just pull it all the way to the right and get fully repaired. Isn't poison so nice? Look at this. So lovely. Wishing me a wonderful day, albeit in the middle of a game. My own fault for not having privacy set. I don't know why my privacy isn't automatically on busy. God damn it. I guess that's my new PC, it just doesn't have the settings right. After 3 weeks I haven't noticed that? That's crazy. Has it even been 3 weeks now? It's like 4 weeks now. Like, oh my god. Time passes so fast. Rack's going to land on this Tech Lab starport, swaps over to the starport. To the reactor. God damn, I really can't speak, can I? As we're going to be seeing this Helene just continue to sit out front. We're going to be seeing a couple of Cyclones picking off a Widow Mine here as well. And there's Raven just overhead continuing to move around too. So again, units just around the place. Stimpack and +1 coming in from DeMuslim. Do you feel as though he's had a slightly better early game? Just because of the way things have gone, you know, he shut down that Banshee a lot more easily than Kelazir shut down the Banshee, and there's little bits and pieces. DeMuslim lose his own Banshee now. He did. I guess it just flew in towards the Vikings, so it didn't really do too much in the end. Just going to be seeing this Hellion again patrolling at the front, and both players continue to set on up. 3 racks in total right now from both players. DeMuslim just that little bit ahead on the +1 as well. Double engineering bay down. And the Stimpack about 20 seconds or so ahead as well, so small advantages and timers that maybe DeMuslim can utilize a little bit later in this game. I mean, if you can attack in with that... Oh, he does have this Banshee. Is that the same Banshee? It is indeed. So that first Banshee coming back across. This is what we're talking about, just the opportunity to maybe come back in with this once repaired up. And yeah, I mean, the repair might not matter too much, but he might get an extra SCV out of it. He's going to survive one more shot, and that means... Oh, he doesn't actually target fire it, but again, 3 workers killed. Not bad, and it just pushes DeMuslim that little bit further ahead. 4, 5, 6 workers. It all adds up as time passes by. There's a couple more Vikings on the way out once again. And the tank's just going to unsiege, and I guess these units are going to start moving at least forwards to protect the third, but he might even get a bit more aggressive, especially if he feels as though he has an advantage. The other thing, though, is he might, he doesn't necessarily need to attack with Stim. He could instead just attack with the combat shields finishing, because that's still going to be like a 30-second timing window which he can strike with. I mean, and also, where is Kelazir's +1/+1? He has no upgrades, Kelazir. Does he even have an engineering bay? Yes, he does. He's got the double engineering bay in the back, but he just hasn't started those upgrades still, and that is really costing him at the moment, because the longer without these upgrades, the further ahead DeMuslim gets. I mean, we're not just talking about 1-1 now. He's going to start 2-2 shortly, and that could become a huge lead in this game as you see this Marine continuing to push on forwards, and the tank's just going to clean that out. Another scan coming down to the right side. I'm just going to be seeing this one Marine from DeMuslim continuing to push on in. Or at least push out in towards the center of the map. And again, 2 Marines up top from Kelazir as he looks to position, see where we're going to go. 2 Cyclones, Marines, and the tanks coming in through the middle. We're seeing those couple of Marines getting cleaned out here nice and quickly. So a couple of Marines getting cleaned on out. Tank's going to unsiege here to the right-hand side. And you can just push a little bit further forwards, sieging up to protect the third bases. He recognizes the position that Kelazir is trying to get into. Kelazir's actually going up to the top, so maybe he doesn't quite realize the exact position. But actually, auto turret's going to come down here. 4 auto turrets will actually get rid of tanks pretty swiftly. 1 goes down. Vikings land as well. And these Vikings are just going to commit in to kill everything. We're going to be seeing these tanks going down. DeMuslim cleans up. The auto turrets are going to hold the high ground. And, well, DeMuslim loses his air control. And that might be one of the bigger issues. But he cleans up so many siege tanks. Very, very interesting scenario now. Because all of a sudden, Kelazir has 1 tank and 11 Marines against 3 tanks and 16 Marines. But he has so many Vikings in the sky. Now, obviously, Vikings nowadays can do pretty well on the ground as well, but not against Marines. They do okay, but they're much better against kind of the mechanical units, which they got a buff against, not so much the Marines. And now we're going to be seeing, well, DeMuslim is going to try and step into the exact same position. The Vikings land, the tanks disappear very quickly. 1 tank is just about out of range of those Vikings on the low ground, though. We're going to be seeing a couple of them moving forwards. As DeMuslim stims in, he tries to get 1 more Viking kill, doesn't quite find it. So it's been some kind of awkward engagements, I suppose, overall. Kind of really weird sort of sets of fights. And DeMuslim will just back away, at least some more reinforcements. He's always been down an army supply in this game, despite kind of, feeling as though he's had an income advantage and having things going his way. Things are kind of pretty even, though. Like, it's more or less kind of similar. Still just Kelazir holding this, like, 10 supply lead or so, in army especially. It's, I find that pretty interesting, pretty intriguing, as we're going to be seeing Marines attack. There's a couple of medevacs up to the top, going to take down that Marine nice and quickly. Kelazir with these 2 medevacs going all the way up the top, so Looking to see what he can do with these as, well, more units coming through the center of the map. And there's that one medevac from the Muslim starting to come down to the south side. So, it's not coming down to the south side. Oh, look at the position of that Widow Mine. Kalazir's going to catch this. So, it's not going to pick up the kill, but it gets it very low, and it will at least stop the Muslim from dropping with it, I think. He'll probably just unload with the rest of his army in the next few moments. Scan comes down just as the Muslim loads up to maybe try and drop even further. Does he realize this medevac's damage? Yeah, for a moment or two I didn't think he did. Vikings trying to poke on in, but not going to find a kill. The Muslim already begin to back away. And it's again, I think, one of the main things that the Muslim's going to keep this lead in, an advantage in, is those upgrades. We're talking about 2-2 finishing as 2-2 starts now from Kalazir. And the Muslim isn't skipping a beat on starting his next set of upgrades as well, which is again a final set of upgrades we're talking about here. He just continues to have these timing windows where his upgrade advantage is going to be so crucial in the engagements. That means that Kalazir really has to just sit back, play defensively, while the Muslim tries to establish a fourth base and so much more. Now this drop play from Kalazir could maybe deny the fourth to Muslim, and that's something which could go very well from Kalazir very shortly here. He actually loads up, so he's going to bypass the command center for now. Slightly unfortunate. And still just units around looking to see what's up. Vikings. He just lose a few more Vikings as well. He's still got 8. The rest are just sat down to protect from drops in this direction. As, the drops from Kalazir get shut down immediately. The Muslim completely on top of that. And continue to look very good here as we're going to be seeing these two medevacs loading. Going to go to the left-hand side of the map. And just going to run all the way over in this direction. But the Muslim's going to spot it straight away with this Marine. It's just more information the Muslim is picking up on. Kalazir is going to realize that this is spotted now, and the Muslim, does he see it with these Marines? He sees it again, doesn't do anything with them, loses his Marines down to the south side at the same time. Marines will clean up over here, and, well, still pushing forwards, looking to see what else is going on. Supply is still pretty even. It's still those upgrades, though, and that's such a huge deal, because Marines against Marines, well, if the Marines just have an extra set of upgrades, because they fire so fast especially, it's just crazy the amount of difference it makes. We're going to see this medevac gets taken down as well. The Muslim, again, he saw these medevacs, so hopefully he actually did realize that he saw those. I mean, there's a planetary here, so he should be okay as he actually runs in before there's anything set up over here. So this command center under fire, and that's going to force Kalazir to react. And maybe the Muslim can find the opportunity to attack on into this. He scans, he sees the position. He's starting to spread out as though he wants to stim it into those tanks. It's difficult to judge, though. Are those tanks going to be too much? Well, maybe. Planetary protects to the top right, and the Muslim pushing Kalazir's drops away. As he's going to load up a mega drop, and he's just going to head towards the main base, I guess. 3 Vikings set up over here. It's a risky play by the Muslim. The thing is, though, a lot of Kalazir's units are out at the front. The Vikings especially. And yeah, there's a few down here. He's going to pick off, what, maybe 1 medevac before he gets in here? Maybe 2. Here we go. Boosting on forwards. The first medevac will go down, but that'll be about it. He's going to be able to unload pretty much everything else. As here we go, tanks do need to make sure to siege, and surely there's no way Kalazir is able to fight into this. Not with this choke point that's set up. Vikings will begin to drop as well, and this is going to be hugely problematic. We already see 1 tank pushing forwards. Well, that's going to go down instantly. And well, Kalazir starts to lift his structures, first of all to protect them from the tanks, but probably also to give himself a way to attack in. As the Muslim stims in over here, SCV is going down. He's not paying attention, though, so he does not get the command center. He probably could have targeted it, but he's going to win the fight against Marines anyway. That's the power of upgrades. In the main base, Kalazir is losing everything. GG, the Muslim and the stream team are on match point. The Muslim is killing it. They may be. Might just be me. For first division, at least. So we have down to the bottom left-hand side our blue Terran player. It is the Muslim. And to the top right, our green Zerg player from OSC-ROOT. It's Panda Bear Me. So Rotterdam is Root and he played against them. Well, because it was kind of a mutual agreement entire thing, right? The entire thing was agreed upon pre-season before the league started, where Roddy obviously isn't going to get much of a chance to play for Root, and he thought it'd be really cool if there was a caster team, which it is. It's really kind of sick if there's a caster team. Like, people, you think all the times where people are like, hey, we want to see people like Roddy playing and Nathanias playing, and, it's kind of cool if we get to see the Muslim play 2 Pig. I mean, all of them, like, In Control, like, all of these guys, it's cool to see in a tournament environment because they just don't play in tournaments, or they do very, very rarely, right? So, it's one of those things where it's really cool to be able to see these sort of guys playing. So we're really, really happy that we made this work and that the idea came through. And that we did have them. And again, it's taken us a little while to kind of properly get set up here and get their first match played, but that's okay. Week 3 is basically just going to start next week anyways. I mean, it's Christmas period now. There's Nation Wars the next few days, which basically means that we just can't do anything. There's no point casting during Nation Wars, and a lot of players have to play and stuff, so scheduling is a nightmare. And across multiple teams as well, right? So scheduling is a nightmare. And so we're just going to leave it and sort it all out after Christmas for week 3 of the competition. And probably take another break when Nation Wars is on once more, which isn't ideal, but it's just the way things are going to be. We also have the OSC Championship that week, so it's probably best if we don't have to cast stuff on top of the OSC Championship we're going to be casting as well. So we're going to be seeing this Reaper coming in towards the upper right-hand side in the early stages of the Muslim Panda Bear Me. The rematch! I want to see Panda getting kind of just taken down on Overgrowth. The Muslim put himself in good positions. Losing the mutas was probably the turning point and the kind of real decisive feature that ended the game, which was unfortunate, and hopefully Panda Bear Me can sharpen up a little bit and just make those slight adjustments he needs to fix himself up here. So couple of queens just sat out front, and you'll see this Reaper moving forwards. And just looking to see what's going to be happening. A couple of things are going to come down to the low ground. Link speed on the way up, Pneumatize Carapace is on the way up, and Stimpak coming in as well. I mean, 2-1-1 setting up here once again from the Muslim. And just going to be seeing those few Zerglings. Checking around to see what's up. Third Hatchery is going to drop down right now, so Third Hatchery going to drop on in, and just going to be seeing Reactor coming down in this factory as well. And this is a build that people have started to do again recently. So, sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just, I'm so out of it today. I'm so horribly out of it today. This is just 2-1-1. For some reason, I thought we're earlier in the game than we are. And Wardy, please. Wardy, please. Learn to cast. Thank you. Learn to actually watch what's happening on the screen and remember what you said like a minute ago. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I mean, Muslim is just doing the exact same thing he did earlier against these Zerg players. Engineering Bay for the +1. Not the double Engineering Bay though, but probably going to go into the 3 bases once again. Unless he really wants to change things up. Daybreak though as a map to kind of 2 base on. Not the best, I would say. A little bit too long, a little bit too easily positions easily defended, I suppose, for our Zerg, so those sort of things. I was just going to see this Zergling coming on over to the left-hand side, just going to hold this watchtower. And a few of these queens just gathering up together, Lings as well, gathering up together. And these few drones just moving on down to the 3rd base. So drones moving on down to the 3rd base, +1/+1 melee upgrades are coming into play here from Panda Bear Me. Again, that's pretty much what we saw early on as well, as these first 2 medevacs are going to load up and start going towards the 3rd hatch in the next few moments. So heading down through the south side of the map, going to be unloading here, and well, Stim's about to kick in, and the Muslim seeing what he can do. If there's 18 Lings in production already, 14 out, plenty of queens in position. And again, the Muslim will maybe Stim in, maybe try and get a queen kill early on, at least force a transfuse. More of these used up now. The last kill can be used later, so again, as long as he's not losing too much, it's completely fair trades. And he'll be very happy with that, as creep pushing out the center here, and that's maybe one thing the Muslim will want to try and keep a little bit of an eye on. Well-timed Bane and Nest though from Panda Bear Me. That comes up in the back of this mineral line. The lair starts up as well in the main base. And it's going to be seeing these Lings and Queens pushing forwards to continue pushing those units away right now. So continue to push those units away, and we're just going to be seeing the +1 attack. The combat shield's just going to be continuing to come on in. To Muslim with this follow-up we've seen multiple times so far. 3rd CC now building, and the extra barracks coming down too. Again, super safe, super standard. And there's a few Marines lifting up and starting to move out into the center of the map. Marines will stim. And there's a few more Marines this time. Are the Banelings ready? No, they're not. And Queen's taking a lot of damage here. Lings have to back away. Where are the Banelings? Up on the high ground. The Muslim might just get rid of these instantly. One of them connects. Oh no, I think Panda Bear Me's in trouble. Though the Queens are falling. The Medevac's still overhead. He does lift up and back away. Actually started to lose a few more of these Marines towards the end there. There's one Medevac heading in towards the main base right now. So Medevac going to head in towards the main base. We're going to be seeing again the Medevac's in the center backing away as well. Zerglings underneath. as he is going to start doing a bit more damage. I still feel it was a good trade so far by Muslim in these early stages, as we're going to be seeing 3, 4, 5 workers dropping already. And those medevacs to the south side, maybe getting ready to boost forwards and stim in. Could try and cancel a fourth, could try and get rid of some creep over here. There we go, pushing forwards, Panda Bear Me. Given some time to begin reacting though, Muslim will cancel the fourth base, get to the drone, and that's 6 workers killed in the last few moments. And already Panda Bear Me just in so much trouble. A few Marines set up to the top side. Ling's going to set up towards the third basin. Getting ready to go, getting ready to come in from this right side. Here we go, Ling's moving forwards, Queen's starting to target as well. We'll lift up the boost away. He gets out of there. Muslim looking good still as his third base morphs into an orbital. Will fly into location in the next minute or so, which is, again, similar time to what he had on Overgrowth. But this time, it really feels though he's been trading so much better than he traded on Overgrowth. On Overgrowth, he didn't really get damage done with this drop. But here on Daybreak, he slowed down the fourth base. He's killed off a lot of Lings, drones already as well. You can see 2k to 800 resources lost. And at the same time, well, Panda Bear Me's income has been unstable to say the least, as he has to pull drones away and more. Muslim's income is going to boost back in. It's just because he's transferring SCVs right now to his third base. So income should be pretty good for Muslim, honestly, overall in this. As he loads up once again, just pulls away down towards the bottom right-hand side. You can see this Liberator is going to siege up, and a few more Marines just continue to do a bit more damage onto this Spore Crawler. Liberator is going to get pushed all the way back. The Medevac as well getting pushed all the way back. Plus 2 melee from Panda Bear Me, but no Carapace. Just little bits and pieces starting to go wrong here for our Zerg player. Bane speed is about halfway done as he starts his Carapace upgrade now. And there's Muslim though, already with an armory, second engineer and Bayer is down, plus 2 starts on the attack upgrades. What else is happening here? Plus 1 vehicle plating in the main base. So things calming down a little bit. Liberator is currently chasing around some Overlords. And still some Marines on the map just looking for opportunities. Going to get a drone as he transfers between the fourth and the third. Get a few Zerglings, and again he'll just lift up, back away. Small little advantageous trades for Muslim, which just continue to add up. 2.7k to 800 lost now, and as he drops a lot of mules, we saw just there the spike on the income tab. So Muslim's income definitely looking pretty decent here. And as we see Liberator again just chasing down this Overlord. And Muslim, when does he want to attack? Well, may not want to attack until 2-2 just to be safe. But around then is probably going to be when he's aiming for, kind of before Hive really kicks into play, like before Adrenal Glands, before Ultras come into action. I think that's the sort of point where he'll look to try and really apply the pressure on from. Plus these units collecting together down the south side, everything collecting together right now from Muslim. As he starts to push onto the map, maybe looking to be a bit more aggressive sooner than forward. I guess it's plus 2 attacks halfway done, right? So if he's looking to kind of attack in the next minute, getting in position now is not a bad idea. And then he'd be attacking with plus 2/+1 rather than just plus 2/2. So just because those upgrades are staggered, it's sort of like a follow-up response, I suppose. Top left though, Ling Bane coming on through. Lots of these Balins, but really not getting that much damage. 5 workers killed already. And that's about it. He's actually going to get a few more as they stack up once again. It's going to be 13 workers killed overall, now 14 in the back. It does force the Muslim to pull back a little bit here. We'll have to rebuild this mineral line. And we'll have to also rebuild the wall to kind of protect him from another attack like this again in the future. Moving forward, these units are going to be collecting out front, and well, a few Liberators leading the charge. Hive is up, but nothing from the Hive in play just yet. So again, it's that perfect time to attack, as Panda Bear Me is going to start investing into something like the Ultras Cavern, the next set of upgrades and all the rest of it. But the actual kind of benefit from it isn't going to be there for a while, so it's a great time for Muslim to continue attacking. And look at this interesting spread of units. Units up here, units out there, taking down the rocks in the center. The Muslim is all over the place. He's not going to let this Ling run by do anything. As Panda Bear Me very smartly actually sends 1 Ling ahead of time and sees what's up. Run by over here, gets denied instantly. Widowmine will pick off a good chunk of Zerglings, and the other Widowmine is going to be saved by the Bio coming back. And again, Muslim just realizing what his opponent's trying to do here and just completely shutting down any of this aggression. Lings up top may actually come on in now and be useful as Muslim pulls everything into the center, but that's because he's setting up for major fights. The question is, can Panda Bear Me's run by do enough to make up for the fact that Muslim is pushing forwards with a 30 army supply lead, and he's just invested into, again, we see it all in the production tab, Ultra Cavern, Spire, Adrenal Glands, +3/+3, but none of that's in play just yet. And so he's just spent so much money on stuff that isn't going to help him in this fight, as Muslim pushes forwards and looks to all-kill OSC-ROOT in the first match for Stream Team this season. He picked up some all kills last season, but, well, honestly, this is not quite what I was expecting here today, as Liberators are going to set up from a distance. Queen's pushing forwards too. Ling's still coming into skirmish. I mean, the Liberators, one of them getting taken down here, but honestly, the Muslim just wants to keep on attacking. 2 Ultras on the way, but Chitinous Plating isn't going to be done for a while either. I mean, Ultras themselves take a while to build anyways. Lingbane as well, once more pushing forwards here. As the Muslim continues to just bring on through a few extra Marines. A 4 joins the fray as well. I mean, how do you break this as Panda Bear Me? What do you do to stop this advancing forward, this army from advancing forwards again and again and again and again? I really don't know. Marines and Roars going to come in here, and you're going to see a few Banes to the top side connecting on in. Big stim as the Muslim feels as though he can just end this right now. And here we go. Ling Bane advances forwards, but just seconds away from Ultralists. Some nice Baning connections starting to clean up towards the back, but they're still using the front. There's reinforcements coming through. The 4 gets saved as well. Liberators still sit in the sky as these Ultras pop out. And Chitinous Plating is about to finish. Just less than 10 seconds from completing this right here. And we're going to see another attack forwards. Is it enough? One Bane in the back is going to get in and start to connect. Queen's targeting down lower health Medivacs as Panda Bear tries to hold on. But the reality is, as this Bioforce continues to reinforce, the Ultras on their own just will not cut this. And, well, he's going to get pushed back for now. This 3 Carapace will actually make these Ultras pretty strong until the attack upgrade finishes for the Muslim in the next few moments. So he has to wait just a little bit longer for this here. He's going to see these Ultras and Lings and Banes pushing on in. We're going to see what's going to happen. Widow Mines will help a lot. Ultras actually take some pretty substantial damage from Widow Mines. So he has to be a bit careful about those. 2 of those Ultras already fairly low in health as the Marauder squad out front is getting rid of this first Ultralisk. Well, he has a lot of health on it, forcing the Transfusers to come down once again. Now Queens are drained of energy as Lings are in once more. The Widow Mines are not going to go off, not on this. Nice unburrow just to confirm that from the Muslim. Nice little bit of micro there. Small little thing to do, but will help him as he continues to pressure forwards. A 50 supply lead, 60 of that in army at this point in time. And as we're going to be seeing the Bioforces still pressuring from the Muslim, holding this central position. We see Corruptors on the way up. But is that even the right thing right now? I mean, yeah, there's Liberators coming in play, but there's not that many of them. So I guess he needs Corruptors. I mean, the real thing is he just needs so much more of everything. These Ultras continue to take so much damage. Queen's still drained of energy. Well, I guess he's just going to try and take one fight as the Corruptors come in here in the very near future. And we're going to be seeing the Marines and Royals going to move on forwards. The 4th Hatchery taking heavy damage. It forces a response from Panda Bear Me because he just can't afford to lose the mine on this. One Ultra just getting saved at the last moment there, but here we go. He has to commit sooner rather than later. He's using the Corruptors to chew his way through the Liberators to soften it up before the fight happens, and here it is. Just too much Bioforces. The Corruptors are left in the sky, but they will disintegrate to the Marines, and the Muslim is going to all kill and stream team